Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and many of you young people that are listening to my voice, you weren't there during the dot-com boom and bust. You weren't there in the run-up to the birth, in what happened with the birth of the internet. We have not yet experienced that with crypto or AI. Here, this guy on CNBC is describing the IPO boom and the things that haven't shown up yet. I mean, people should be getting very exciting because it is coming. It's not just AI, it's crypto too.
Lagging, and really with everything lagging. I mean, the NASDAQ almost, the S&P's doing well as well. Tom Lee is looking good, but
same stocks in the S&P there.
The NASDAQ looks like it's almost a still. There's an article, I guess, that's out there that it does at least rhyme with the late 90s.
It has that feel to it,
but definitely. Not valuation-wise.
Not valuation-wise, not at all, especially with NVIDIA. The earnings growth is tremendous, and I think Apple is that consistent utility that continues to shine. We haven't gotten that euphoric moment. While people compare this to .com, I'm more in the Dan Ives, Tom Lee camp, where I still think this is early innings, AI leading the way. When you get euphoria, you're going to get more IPOs coming to the market. Everything with an AI in their name coming to the market and exploding. We haven't gotten that. But we have gotten a little too far in the queues. They are above their 50-day moving average, the highest amount this year. Highest amount above the 200-day moving average since last July. And its RSI, the Relative Strength Index, the highest since 2020 after the COVID rebound. So it doesn't mean it's going to end, but we are definitely due for a pause, and then you want to see where it rotates to. I don't think this market is going to fall out of bed. I think the small caps and some of these rate-sensitive stocks are finally going to catch up. I like the financials here. They had a nice run a couple months ago. They've started to fade, and they're going to rebound. Watch July 12th, JP Morgan earnings kick us off. And then the home builders, mortgage rates just fell below 7% for the first time since March, and people have a recency bias, and all of a sudden they're going to think, oh, they're falling. Now we can make the move. So that's.
So I think it's coming. Now here's an indication of when it's coming. This is the Kraken CEO. He's talking about stable coins. Elizabeth Warren and when's Kraken going to IPO? Is it 2025?
When you hear, where do you think it came from in the Biden administration? I mean, Senator Elizabeth Warren, we know how she feels about it. Gary Gensler, they bring up the only use case for it is for, I don't know, money laundering or ransomware. Is that the main reason that you hear from the Biden administration? Is that what you think it stems from?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's baffling what the reason could be.
I mean, it doesn't help a government to not be able to use it.
Yeah, sure. But, I mean, the reality is that there's, right now, if we talk about stable coins, the U.S. dollar stable coin with huge adoption there, over $100 billion of adoption, that's something that actually kind of promotes the usage of the dollar, not just here in the U.S., but globally. And many of the stable coins also coming into the regulatory fold, regulatory compliant, as is Kraken, following the regulations that are in place for anti-money laundering and so forth. So I really don't think that's the answer, but it is baffling because then you ask the question, well, what could it be? And it's a bit of a mystery.
So the election's coming. Do you think former President Trump is sincere about his recent comments about crypto? Does he understand crypto, Bitcoin? Do you take him at his word that it would be a friendlier touch?
Yeah, everyone goes on a journey with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I did myself, and his comments on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are recent. So I would hope that he's kind of on that learning journey, learning more about it. When individuals actually take the time to learn about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it's almost always a positive outcome.
2024 will be the year of more accommodating regulation and an IPO for your company?
So 2025 was your question? I think.
No, 2024.
Oh, this year. Okay, we got to go quicker.
No, 2025. 2025 then. You can
so
change it.
The accommodating regulation, I think we're absolutely on our way with the passage of this bill in the House, and potentially we get there this year with the passage
for you,
of the bill.
2025.
And then as far as Kraken, fundraise, IPO, all of these things are out there. It's timing is, not something that we're, defined specifically at this point in time.
Okay, he's hinting though. I went and checked on my sponsor, linked to, by the way, linqto.com. They do have Kraken shares available. I am a Kraken shareholder also, just so you know. Full disclosure. Look, this is the CEO of Tether. He's feeling some heat these days. He says he's retweeting this. The group of governments known as BRICS, Brazil, all of them, has now invited Iran to join. This is literally the fight over the U.S. dollar being the currency of the world. The U.S. needs responsible dollar-backed stable coins. Digital dollar matters more than ever. Properly backed, fully redeemable U.S. dollar stable coins allow emerging market citizens to use their phones to hold digital dollar, use it for local commerce. Make no mistake, dollar hegemony is fundamental to the United States of America. It matters to us, to our economy, and who we are in the world. Tether, and the CEO of Tether says USD is bringing the US dollar to hundreds of millions of people around the world that live in developing countries and are in need of an alternative to their local national currencies that are quickly losing any sort of value. Through this activity, Tether has been investing in its stablecoin reserves in U.S. Treasuries, becoming one of the top 3 holders of short-term maturity U.S. debt in the world. I would say to the Tether CEO, it's very simple. It's 2 things. Tether has a very questionable past. Open up the book, show everybody the past and the present and what the holdings are. And then we can talk about your part in this space going forward. Here's Secretary Janet Yellen talking about stealing Russian money while saying it's not stealing. Watch this.
Well, there is no sense at all in which it's theft. The Russian assets remain in this institution. They've been impounded. The investments that Russia had have matured, so Russia's funds are sitting in cash, but they're generating income for the institution, which Russia has no claim on. So there's no legal issue here.
Oh, certainly. Now, one thing I've found interesting is that the Ripple CEO has not commented yet at all. And I said I wouldn't either. I'd be pissed. He hasn't commented at all about the SEC giving Consensus their second Ethereum free pass. America the Beautiful has been overtaken by liars, corruption, crime, and the CCP. This clip right here captures everything you need to know. Brad Garlinghouse, of course, is the one that the SEC's had tied up in a lawsuit for over 3 years, including him personally, and has cost over, I think, $200 to $300 million. Joseph Lubin was not gone after personally at all, was not gone after over Ethereum's founding, the early days, the same way that Ripple was gone after as far back as 2013. They never went after the recent thing with Ethereum only had to do with Ethereum 2.0 after the merge, because they can't. That's where all the SEC bodies are buried. But this is the state of the United States of America. You go after guys like Brad Garlinghouse that try to do the right thing and fly straight, but you don't go after the guys that talk like Joseph Lubin. Listen.
ICOs are fraud, speculative, and speculation drives innovation. So they're very important in creating foundational infrastructure.
The SEC themselves have said countless times that ICOs were, well, even Gary Gensler, over and over, he talks about how shady this industry is. There was nothing more shady than the ICOs. Jay Clayton himself, used to talk about how all ICOs were, he hasn't seen one that wasn't a security. But they go after Brad Garlinghouse, not Joseph Lubin. And I believe that what they did with Joseph Lubin was just staged anyway. I believe that they wanted to make it look, they just wanted to be able to throw their hands up and say, see, we went after Ethereum, when they really did. You want to go after Ethereum, go after the disguised whales. Start digging right there, and then go from there all the way to dropping the lawsuit against Ripple. And that is where the bodies are buried, and they know it. Now, I believe that Ryan Selkis knows where the bodies are buried. Digital Perspectives, Brad Combs says, can you say informant, can you say whistleblower, to a tweet where Ryan Selkis says, are you all ready for the plot twist? Now, this is significant because this right here is this is a takeoff on Shawshank Redemption. If you've seen the movie, at the very end, Andy Dufresne had like a hammer he used for digging through the wall. He had put it in a copy of the Bible, and so everybody remembers the ending. But this is the more significant thing: the bad guy in the bad guy in Shawshank Redemption had a very similar look to Bill Hinman, and the meme that I think I've seen Mr. Huber do a lot is a meme of the guy looking in the hole at the very end, and it's got Bill Hinman's face on it. Well, Ryan Selkis knows where those bodies are buried too, which makes this even more interesting and makes this takeoff more interesting. We're going to go more into what Ryan Selkis might know in DAIXRP.com. We're going to go into exactly what bodies that he may know are buried, because I believe that Brad Combs may be right when he says informant/whistleblower. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Let's go look at what Ryan Selkis might just know.